Microrobots made of algae carry chemo directly to lung tumors, improving cancer treatment. Mass General Cancer Center researchers identify gene that helps cancer cells spread throughout the body. Pacific Coast gray whales have gotten 13% shorter in the past 20 to 30 years. Study finds? Research finds dolphins with elevated mercury levels in Florida and Georgia. Nocturnal ants use polarized moonlight to find their way home.
Satellite data reveal electromagnetic anomalies up to 19 days before 2023 Turkey earthquake. Study confirms the rotation of Earth's inner core has slowed. Rescue dogs are less stressed and adopted more quickly when kept in pairs. Zimbabwe seeks input to regulate cryptocurrency operations. Trump says remaining Bitcoin must be made in U.S. Saudi Arabia joins BIS and China-led central bank digital currency project.
Boeing Starliner stuck on space station as more leaks discovered. NASA accidentally broadcasts simulation of distressed astronauts on space station. DARPA's secretive new neutrino detector program could be a game changer for global underwater military surveillance.
Tesla pops 7% in pre-market after Elon Musk says he is set for victory in $56 billion pay vote. Raspberry Pi is now a public company. Microsoft sued by supercomputer creator over AI architecture.
Nearly a week ago, Chinese battery suppliers tied to Ford. VW should be banned, GOP lawmakers say. EU hits Chinese EVs with extra duties of up to 38.1%, and Czech carmakers warn tariffs on Chinese EVs could hit supply chains. Tesla to build Shanghai factory to make megapack batteries. U.S. says structural issues in India and China ties, difficult to resolve. Iran hopes to finalize 20 years pact with Russia as Bagheri Khani meets Lavrov. China, Russia failed to stop UN meeting on North Korea rights abuses.
Chinese involvement in Indonesia mining project sparks protests, concerns of environmental disaster. In the U.S., Biden and Harris administration announces national strategy to reduce food loss and waste and recycle organics. Big oil given stark warning as peak crude and a major supply surplus expected by 2030. China-backed hackers exploit Fortinet flaw, infecting 20,000 systems globally. Hackers access tile internal tracking tools, customer data. Microsoft issues patches for 51 flaws, including critical MSMQ vulnerability.
Cryptojacking campaign targets, misconfigured Kubernetes clusters, warm cookie backdoor targets job seekers in latest phishing scheme. Apple refused to pay bounty to Kaspersky for uncovering vulnerability part of Operation Triangulation.
Dollar and euro trade halted on Russia's biggest exchange due to new U.S. sanctions. New U.S. wave of Ukraine sanctions includes targets in Hong Kong and mainland China. U.S. expands Russia sanctions to target LNG projects, chips, and David Cameron calls on Europe to turn off Russian gas to save Ukraine.
Blinken says U.S. will try to bridge Israel and Hamas gaps on Gaza truce. Time for haggling to stop, and Blinken says some of Hamas' proposed changes to a ceasefire plan in Gaza are workable and some not. Hamas seeks complete halt to war in Gaza proposal response. UN says record 120 million people forcibly displaced globally.
Japan moves up to 118th among 146 countries in the world for gender equality, the lowest in G7 nations. In Brazil, bill provides that a raped woman who has an abortion may face a greater sentence than the rapist. SpaceX sued by 8 engineers fired after accusing Elon Musk of sexism. U.S. settles for $4.47 billion with now bankrupt crypto firm Terraform Labs. OKX refunds users whose assets were stolen on its platform. Bitcoin drops as Federal Reserve announces no rate cuts in June.
Hungary agrees not to veto NATO support to Ukraine as long as it's not forced to help out. French conservatives remove leader Eric Ciotti for backing Le Pen pact. Zelensky lands in Saudi Arabia for unannounced visit.
Number of Ethereum NFT traders falls below 4,000 for first time since June 2021. American investor Martin Shkreli accused of copying and sharing one-of-a-kind Wu-Tang Clan album.
A 98-year-old man's liver was donated. He is believed to be the oldest American organ donor ever. NBA icon and Hall of Famer Jerry West passes away at 86. Françoise Hardy, French pop singer and fashion muse, dies aged 80. Texas secessionists win GOP backing for independence vote. Oklahoma Supreme Court dismisses lawsuit of last Tulsa race, massacre survivors seeking reparations. Arizona man planned a mass shooting targeting African Americans at an Atlanta concert to incite a race war, U.S. federal authorities say. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is convicted of all 3 felonies in federal gun trial. Paul Ryan faces GOP blowback after saying he won't vote for Trump. U.S. Congress holds Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt over Joe Biden interview.
A disgruntled former employee at a Singaporean IT firm caused carnage after deleting over 180 servers. Chicago hitwoman used hijab disguise in botched contract killing, claimed in a report. Meat and cheese left behind on greased pole weeks after South Philly's Italian Market Festival. New ride-sharing app Black Wolf is like Uber, but with drivers who carry guns. GameStop raises more than $2 billion by selling 75 million shares, capitalizing on meme frenzy. Boeing sales tumble as the company gets no orders for the 737 MAX for the second straight month.
Valve faces $843 million lawsuit in UK for allegedly overcharging 14 million gamers. 4 more states join U.S. monopoly lawsuit against Apple. In the U.S., Spotify hit with FTC complaint by Songwriters Association over royalties.
Under pressure from Russian censors, Mozilla removes anti-censorship extensions. Microsoft pauses rollout of Windows 11 24H2 preview build after announcing recall changes. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation have all now abandoned Twitter X integration.
Social media platform X begins hiding users' likes to protect privacy. YouTube looks to be testing server-side ad injection to counter ad blockers. Japan forces Apple and Google to allow third-party app stores and payments.
More than 75% of U.S. hotels remain short-staffed, survey shows. LA Times comments as, the fast food industry claims the California minimum wage law is costing jobs. Its numbers are fake. New York Times union urges management to reconsider 9 art department cuts as paper ramps up AI tools. FBI official admits mistakes, vows to improve relations with Asian American communities as FBI asks scientists for trust in taking anti-Asian bias seriously. Sales of Chinese CCTV cameras surge despite UK security ban. Nearly 80% of Americans are concerned about the spread of disinformation, with Black people among the most targeted.
(2025) BMW M2 gets 20 horsepower boost to 473 ponies, updated cabin. Honda launches long-awaited electric van starting at $15,550. 9 months ago, it had been announced that Honda unveils $10,000 electric N-Van E with 130 miles range that can power your home.
Apple to pay OpenAI for ChatGPT through distribution, not cash. Demand for Apple Intelligence will drive an iPhone supercycle, says Wedbush. South Africa records first monkeypox death after 5 cases confirmed. In the U.S., Michigan's largest insurer to drop weight loss drug coverage. Healthcare spending will account for almost 20% of U.S. economy by 2032 as announced by CMS, as U.S. healthcare spending rises to $4.8 trillion in 2023, outpacing GDP.
Zuma's MK party seeks to block South African parliament, citing vote rigging. In Canada, Mo pledges to investigate chemtrails at meeting in Spears, Saskatchewan. Opposition calls foul. South Australia government proposes world eating laws to ban political parties from receiving electoral donations.
Just a quarter of British people now think the UK should be outside the European Union. Germans increasingly dissatisfied with their lives, according to study. For the first time, Spain becomes the Euro country with the highest risk of poverty.
Senate Democrats launch probe of foreign payments to Jared Kushner's firm. Hunter Biden trial isn't changing U.S. voters' minds, Reuters and Ipsos poll finds. Bob Menendez used prosecutor's job interview to lobby for friend as Menendez prosecutor's star witness describes bribery scheme over brandy and cigars, and it has been reported that Bob Menendez files to run as independent for Senate while on trial.
John Grisham's The Rainmaker, set for series adaptation, at USA Network with Jason Blum producing. Netflix to stream Labor Day hot dog eating contest with rival champions Joey Chestnut, Takeo Kobayashi. George R.R. Martin says previously scrapped Game of Thrones spin-off 10,000 Ships has been revived.
Moldovan president signs changes to treason law denounced by opposition. Amnesty International. Massive attack cancelled Georgia show in protest to the government's attack on basic human rights. France's Macron suspends New Caledonia reform that sparked deadly riots after snap polls called. S-500 Prometheus air defense system now protecting Russia's Kerch Bridge, claimed by Ukraine's spy boss. Rheinmetall, Kyiv agreed to start producing Lynx armored vehicles in Ukraine in 2024. Candias to unveil next-generation main battle tank at Eurosatory 2024.
Reportedly, more Russians died in 10 months' battle for Bakhmut than in 10 years' Afghan war. Foot investigation finds Ukrainian children on Russian adoption sites, and US aware of credible reports Russia is listing Ukrainian children for adoption, White House says. Dutch MPs approve purchase of 4 Black Sword Barracuda submarines from Naval Group.
In the U.S., prices stayed flat in May as inflation hit plateau and Federal Reserve leaves rates unchanged, sees only one 2024 cut despite inflation progress. Philippine rate cut likely to come after Fed, finance chief says. Australia's unemployment rate dips to 4% as economy adds 40,000 new jobs.
One more drop in the AI ocean, BMW Mwanga Block. This model makes super bold line portrait illustrations, best in monochrome with simple prompts. Weights for this model are available in SAFA Tensors format.
CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. Phone scammers impersonating CISA employees. CISA adds 2 known exploited vulnerabilities to catalog for ARM Mali GPU kernel driver, use after free vulnerability, and PHP-CGI OS command injection vulnerability. CISA releases 6 industrial control systems advisories for Rockwell Automation Control Logics, Guard Logics, and Compact Logics, Aviva PI Web API, Aviva PI Asset Framework Client, Intrado 911 Emergency Gateway, Schneider Electric APC Easy UPS Online Monitoring Software, Update A, Microdicom Viewer. Microsoft releases June 2024 security updates, and Fortinet releases security updates for FortiOS. Apple App Store for iPhone, top paid games, from 13. June 2024. Minecraft. Heads Up. Papa's Freezeria to Go. Geometry Dash. Balloons TD6.
Top paid Android games on Google Play US for the 13th of June 2024. Minecraft, Geometry Dash, Stardew Valley, Bloons TD6, Magic Research 2. Earn to Die, Slay the Spire.
Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers from 13. June 2024. Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, Hogwarts Legacy, Overcooked Special Edition, Stardew Valley, Minecraft, The Last Campfire, Super Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of June 3 to June 9, 2024. Weekly top lists of the most watched TV in English. Eric, Limited Series. Geek Girl, Season 1. Bridgerton, Season 3. Dancing for the Devil, The 7M TikTok Cult, Season 1. Sweet Tooth, Season 3. Weekly top lists of the most viewed TV, non-English. Raising Voices, Season 1. Hierarchy, Limited Series. The Atypical Family, Limited Series. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Hashira Training Arc. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, May 31st to Thursday, June 6, 2024. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. Houdini, Eminem. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richman. Lunch, Billie Eilish. Gata Only, Floy Menor, Chris MJ. I Had Some Help, feat. Morgan Wallen. Post Malone, Morgan Wallen. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Top hits on Apple Music 13, June 2024. Please Please Please, Sabrina Carpenter. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. I Had Some Help, feat. Morgan Wallen. Post Malone. Bar. A Bar Song, Tipsy. Shaboozey. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter. $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richman. Bar. Pink Skies, Zach Bryan. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish.